last race of the night. We appreciate you coming out and supporting local short track racing. NASCAR live and local here at Langley Speedway. The Speedway, 65 years old today. 65th season. We know a lot of you have been coming out here for a lot of those seasons too, and we appreciate it. Mark Fry, Brandon Henson up front. They both got wins last year. Mark Fry, the champion. Tommy Sweeney and Carl Livingston, second row. Andrew Condrey in 36 and Jamie Sample in 28. And that's fifth and sixth. Fourth row, Sean Scavell in the 6. Jonathan White in the 5. Mark Clare, senior, in the 7. And Jeffrey Driscoll, 75, Jeff Driscoll. In 10th, David Seed, the 16. Kevin Morgan, the 1. And we're underway for the first time. A little bit of bumping and banging here, and parts and pieces flying off the race cars as they get up to speed. We got some debris right here on the front straightaway in between the start-finish line and turn 1. That will cause the caution flag to come out. Don't know what was going on back there at the rear of the field, but a complete restart, 75. And the push truck will come out and take care of that. So the 5, the reason for the caution flag, and also some debris that fell off, I guess, the back end of Jonathan White's number 5. They'll be here 2 times this year. 1 lap to go, they'll turn them loose. Complete restart. Mark Fry, Brandon Henson, the front row. Pepsi, the sponsor of the Grand Stocks all season long. We want to thank Cycle City Corp for the Bandoleros, Carroll's Automotive for the U-Cars, Larry Kinglaw for the Modifieds, Cycle City Corp for the Legends, ComServe Verizon Wireless late model stock cars, and tonight's Pepsi Grand Stocks about to get underway, or at least try one more time. Green flag from Shane Snyder. They make their way between turns 1 and 2. 75 Driscoll goes up high, but up front it's Mark Fry. And a challenge, Andrew Condrey comes underneath. The 77 of Carl Livingston takes over 4th. And look at Tommy Sweeney go in the 11. Sweeney all over the back end of the 17 of Brandon Henson for that 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Mark Clare in the 77 do battle. And that's for 6th or 7th. Two laps completed. Stacking them up 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. 17, 11, 38, 28. And Andrew Condrey looks hungry all over the back end of that 11. Jamie Sample, the Pomoco Auto Group, number 28, doing a great job in 5th. A 40-lap race. These laps go by fast. Mark Fry about 5 car lengths ahead of the 17 of Brandon Henson. Tommy Sweeney in 3rd spot, Andrew Condrey 4th. Jamie Sample top 5 once again in 28. Champion from last year, Mark Fry in the lead, just like Greg in the late models, taking over where he left off. 6 wins last year, 1 for Jamie Sample, 1 for Mark Clare, 4 wins for Brandon Henson. He's in a good spot to get another one, but he's got to pass that 29 of Mark Fry to do it. Good battle for the 3rd spot. Tommy Sweeney in the 11. Andrew Condrey, that blue 36. Racing stripes on the back. After 6 laps, it's Mark Fry, Brandon Henson, Tommy Sweeney, Andrew Condrey, and Jamie Sample top 5. Sean Scavell, Carl Livingston, Jeff Driscoll, David Seed, and Jonathan White has only completed 4 laps of the 7. Sean Scavell closing in on Jamie Sample for 5th. These cars do look nice with Grand Stocks. Sean Scavell wiggles back and forth a little bit that time in between turns 1 and 2. He's in 6th position in car 6. And from first all the way back to The 77 of Carl Livingston back in 7th. They're separated between 2 to 3 car lengths. Mark Fry, Brandon Henson, Tommy Sweeney, Andrew Condrey, and Jamie Sample, Sean Scavell, Carl Livingston. As far as lap times go, running about an 18.2, and the average speed 77.8 miles an hour. Sean Scavell makes a pass, and Jamie Sample just about looped it around, but he hangs on to it. Looks like something might be going away with the 28 of Jamie Sample. Back in wants to kick out on the 28. He's in 6th position now, being challenged by the 77 of Carl Livingston for that position. Well, there's a lot of cars being built, and we should probably have at least 3 to 4, possibly 6 or 7 more of these before the next couple of weeks and the next time the Grand Stocks race. Carl Livingston makes the move on the 28 of Jamie Sample to take over that 6th position. Good battle between these two. Jamie not giving up. He's fighting hard on the outside. Jamie Sample, the 28, the 77 of Carl Livingston. Carl only ran a couple of races last year in the Grand Stocks. Jamie Sample finished up there in the top 5 in the points. I think he was 4th. Jamie Sample of Hampton, Virginia. 28 years old in car 28. Got one coming into the pits. That is the 5. Jonathan White had those problems at the beginning of the race with the 75 of Jeff Driscoll. Jeff currently in 8th position. Jonathan White only completed 12 laps in the 16 so far, and now he's on pit road. Good battle shaping up for the 2nd spot. Brandon Henson in the 17 and Tommy Sweeney in the 11. We've got 16 out of 40 laps completed for the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Now 17 laps. Tommy Sweeney, the guy who's up there in 3rd spot, finished in 2nd in the points behind Mark Fry last year. Separated by about 8 points at the end of the season. And Tommy Sweeney closing in once again on Brandon Henson. Brandon with 4 victories last year, did not run the full season, but he was competitive every time he was out here. 16 and the 6. David Seed, first time at Langley Speedway this season. Sean Scavell in the 5th position in car 6. And again, Jonathan White comes down pit road, and something has erupted under the hood on the 7 of Mark Claire. Let's go to Buck.
Yeah, it looks like the radiator, something just overheated as the fluid underneath the car. It looks like it's all right in the front end of it. The problem that Jonathan White's having, he's got a major miss. They were checking the plug wires, tried to send him out without the hood on. That's a big no-no. As long as the hood can stay on the car, they want it. The officials want it on the car, so they're trying to get everything, and they're going to go ahead and make sure it's right, send him out, get some more seat time in this number 5 machine. But definitely Mark Claire's night is over.
Scary moment there for Jeff Driscoll. He got up way high, and a pass was made. Tommy Sweeney was able to make the pass on Brandon Henson and take over that 2nd spot. They still got a long ways to go to catch that 29, though, of Mark Fry. He's got about 15 car lengths over the 11 of Tommy Sweeney. 23 laps out of 40. Top 5, Mark Fry, Thomas Sweeney, Brandon Henson, Andrew Condrey, and Sean Scavell. Carl Livingston, 77, Jamie Sample, 28. Then Jeff Driscoll in 8th, David Seed, 9th, and Jonathan White looks like he's done in the 5. Same with Mark Claire in the 7. I don't know what happened to the Mark Claire transponder, but he was never listed up here. .25 laps out of 40. There's 77, Carl Livingston. This is the first season for Carl Livingston in the Grand Stock division. He's raced in other divisions. He actually ran a couple of races last year, but not a full season. He's hoping to do that this year. Mark Fry in the 29, showing the way, last year's champion. Then Tommy Sweeney in the 11, Brandon Henson, 17, third spot. Andrew Condry quietly up there in fourth in 36. And Sean Scavell in the 6 car, another driver that's shown a lot of improvement over the past couple of years, and he's in 5th. Andrew Condry right there in 36. Got a little racy at the beginning of the race when the green flag dropped, but he settled in right there in 4th position ahead of Sean Scavell's 6th. Andrew Condry of Henrico, Virginia, 21 years old, Lewis Racing Synthetics. He also has LA Engineering and G. Nichols, driving the Chevrolet. 16, David Seed is a couple of laps down as the 11 of Tommy Sweeney, who's in 2nd spot, goes by and makes the pass. 31 laps completed, 9 laps to go. A lot of our races tonight caution-free, which causes the field to get strung out just a bit. Mark Fry of Hampton, Virginia, showing the way, 45 years old. He's got Mike Duman Collision, Sawyer Automotive of Suffolk on his Chevrolet, and looking to get into the Dale Lemons victory lane for the first time in 2015. But look who's closing in. It looks like Tommy Sweeney is about to reel him in. 6 to 7, possibly 8 car lengths separate those two. But at times it looks like Tommy Sweeney is gaining. And looking at the lap times, they're very close. An 18.658, 18.435 that time by. Average speed, 77 miles an hour. He's diving it in hard in the turns. He knows time is running out. And Mark Fry sees that 11 getting closer and closer as we get down to the end. Tommy Sweeney waiting for Mark Fry to make a mistake, but he doesn't make too many. He's a good driver, but Tommy is closing in that 11. Brandon Henson back there in the 17, 3rd spot. Andrew Condry, 4th, and Sean Scavell, the 6th, is in 5th. 4 laps to go. Does Tommy Sweeney have enough time to catch him? He looks like he's closing in, now within 3 car lengths of the leader. Now make it 2 car lengths between turns 1 and 2. 3 laps to go. Mark Fry trying to hang on to that lead, but Tommy Sweeney is coming. The white flag about to be displayed in the windshield of Mark Fry. You know he's going to be happy to see that as he's starting to lose some speed to the 11 of Tommy Sweeney. They come up on the outside of the 75 of Jeff Driscoll. And look at this, contact being made as they go for the lead, last lap, and a spin by the 11. Tommy Sweeney and the 29 both spin. The 17, Brandon Henson, now takes over the lead, but the caution flag is out. They had both spun off the racetrack, but the caution flag does come out for safety. It's going to be a green, white, checkered finish. And the leader of this event is going to be Brandon Henson in the 17. After Tommy Sweeney and Mark Fry get together, trying to get around some lap traffic, All right, no takers of the cone yet. 28, Jamie Sample's going to give it a shot, Buck.
Last time I saw him take the cone up to the top, outside of the front row, was when you were on vacation and I called him to victory lane. So this ought to be interesting.
You know he'd love to make that happen. Jamie Sample. He's been back there around 5th, 6th, 7th earlier today. The only taker of the Krispy Kreme Donuts cone. Brandon Henson wants to win this thing bad. So does Andrew Condry, Sean Scavell, Carl Livingston, Tommy Sweeney, who was up there, along with the 29 of Mark Fry. Pace truck is in, green flag is out, back underway. Good start for the 17. It's going to get wild. The green-white checkered underway here at Langley. The 11 dives underneath the 77. Sean Scavell underneath the 28 for third spot. Andrew Condry coming with a head of steam to catch up to the 17. White flag is out. Final lap of the race and a crash right here on the front straightaway. 77 Carl Livingston into the wall. All right, Andrew Condry dives underneath to take the lead away. They're side by side, but the yellow flag comes out. And the yellow came out before the pass was made by Andrew Condry. And they say the 17 is the winner, Brandon Henson. They had to throw the yellow and the checkered at the same time due to the number 77 that got turned around, Carl Livingston, for safety, so they didn't want him to race back to the start-finish line, although they did anyway. But when that yellow came out, the leader of the race was Brandon Henson. And the winner for the first time this year, Brandon Henson. He had 4 wins last year. He's got his first of 2015. What a finish. I want to thank Sammy Gaeta for helping out up here in the booth, and also Buck Roos down in the pits, calling the action and keeping us up to date all night long on what's going on behind the scenes. And Vaughn Crittenden now waits for the arrival of the 17, the Break King 17 of Brandon Henson. What a race.
Brandon Henson's going to go ahead and pull in victory lane here. We're going to celebrate his win in the Pepsi Grand Stocks. And he will get his first win. Steering wheel off the car here. And without further ado, here's your winner for the Pepsi Grand Stocks, everyone. Brandon Henson, everybody. Well, Brandon, I'm sure you were pretty content with finishing third there at the beginning of your season. It would have been a good way to go into the race, but after those 2 leaders tangled up, how did it feel to think that you had a chance to win with 2 laps to go?
Yeah, I was just third. I mean, the car really wasn't very good today. It's really tight. We tried to loosen it up all day. And, yeah, that was a surprise. I saw when those 2 got together. I hate that happened. I mean, I don't like that for Mark. I wanted him to get the win and me second if anything. So, but, yeah, I guess you got to luck into some of them sometimes. So, but I'd just like to thank everybody, all my crew. They've worked their tails off all day, every day. They come by the house Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays and everything they can do, and I can't do it without them. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Hearts for Orphans, Break King, Boutique Yo-Yo, Wilson's Auto Sales, G. Nichols Carburetors Distributors, Rear Ends, Cam's Racing Engines. I think that's everybody for now. Yeah, we're good. We got everybody.
All right, well, congratulations on your win tonight, Brandon Henson. He's going to go ahead and get some photos in victory lane with tonight's sponsor,